Hello beautiful people, welcome back to JOVIM Organic Soap Company. My name is Jacqueline, for those of you who don't know me. Just a quick question from one of our sisters from Nigeria. The question goes like, why do you dilute the soda, caustic soda, again, after you have been using water to dilute it in the first place? Okay? For this question, many of you may be having the same situation. Initially, when we were making our soap, we told you that we would do a master batch. Okay, so basically we started with master batching. For those of you who missed that video, you go back to my platform and find master batching, caustic soda or lye in our formula. Okay, so basically we are wondering, why did we use 3 buckets, green buckets of water initially? Then later on, when we were actually making soap, we diluted the water again. To answer this question, I'm going to do that in this video. As you watch this video initially, you can see me mixing the white bucket. This is the initial concentration of 50% caustic soda or lye solution we made in our video, okay? When you need to make soap, you just get the quantity you need and redilute it again. Remember, it's a high concentration of caustic soda, okay? Sister in Nigeria, basically, what we did is we have made a master batch of lye solution at 50% concentration. And then this particular concentration is too high to make soap directly. So I have to dilute it again later to a concentration that I need to make soap. That's why I dilute this particular solution in your own perspective twice. Initially is to make a batch, that is a master batch, and the second dilution is to just really get the solution of water I need to make soap. Okay? Dear friends, as we approach December, for my case, it just reminds me, or it hits home clearly, that this is the time I arrived in Ghana. For those of you in diaspora, basically colleagues in UK, you've been wondering, am I coming back to work? The question has to be answered today. The answer is maybe. Okay, for those of you who don't know my background story, I'm a mental health practitioner in the UK. 3 years ago, around this time, I was planning to come and visit Ghana for the first time. Fortunately or unfortunately, I've failed to pack myself back to UK since then. Around this time, I remember contemplating, I'm going back to the motherland. But what am I going to do? I'm thinking most people in diaspora are in this dilemma. You've made the money. You've worked hard. Some of you have indefinite leave to stay in the UK or wherever in Europe you are. But then there's a point in time you feel like enough is enough. I need to pack myself and go back to the continent. But then you wonder, I'm going to the continent after all these good years. What am I going to do there? Most of my friends have moved out. Some have passed. Things are different, let's be honest. Actually, you're not alone anymore. You actually have more children, or a child or two, okay? From when you left your motherland. That was the same situation I was in, okay? My first degree, guys, is in industrial chemistry. I can work in batteries, work in sugar companies, I can start anything myself. And while we're doing the first degree, let's be honest, most of us are just playful and trying to just do the course that you got at uni and then repay your parents for the hard work, isn't it? Dear friends, I was not ready to come and work for anybody. First of all, I've become so greedy. I love good money, okay? And I'm sure much as we have beautiful companies here in Africa, nobody will pay me a good salary. So I said, no, I'm going to carry my life to Ghana. Check my husband's family, yes? Take the kids with me to learn what is in their motherland too. But I'm not working for anybody. I am going to be self-employed or be a full-time housewife. How about that? Anyway, joking aside, after COVID, once they lifted that ban of not traveling, UK opened borders to Africa. I said, thank you. I begged my boss, I'm going for at least 1 week or 2 weeks of holiday. In the back of my mind, I say, if Ghana is beautiful and good and I'm not stepping a foot in UK just like that. After testing COVID, working let me not say the word, but working so hard, yes, I said now it's time at my age to have a break. But how do I have a break without imposing my sitting at home on anybody? Basically, how do I become financially independent? How do I become my own boss? How do I control my own time? How do I get more time with the children and my family? All these questions are with me. When I sat very carefully that day, I'm like, school fees is one of them. Housing is another. Food is the other. Then employment. All these came to one point. Money. You need money to move from that place you are in. And you need serious making up your mind. If you know what I mean, there is no turning back. You're either in or out. You cannot be at the border or at the gate or at the fence. You can't sit halfway with this journey. You're either in completely to see what is there or forget. And besides, we are not 18 anymore. I'm growing. So, I tell my darling husband my own situation and dream. And he thought I was joking because he's like, this girl has never been to Ghana and she's going to Ghana to stay. Anyway, he left me with that dilemma. But when I came to Ghana, straight to our house, guys, while you're in diaspora, don't give up on Africa completely. If you've started housing, do one that is livable. Even if it's a boys' quarter, even if it's a compound house, make sure you have somewhere to put your head. You're not going to bench your family forever. Guys, we have outgrown that stay of going to your father's house and stay there for the whole 6 months or more. You can be there for 2 weeks or so if you want. But the fact is, you need your own place. So think of housing. Think of the schools. If you can't afford private, I'll repeat, it's not a crime to go to a government school. Go to a government school and put the children to tuition. Get a good teacher. You'll find them, they are here. Guys, didn't you graduate from Africa? So what is so special about your children that they cannot go for education in Africa? Hey, listen. There's adult education. If the kid doesn't want whatever you prepared for them in Africa, when they grow up, they can go back to college and start again. Hey, some of us did that and we are here. So guys, not to spoil you, I'm begging you, start with what you have. Let your current income be your capital. Make up your mind and pack yourself to Africa. Either visit if you want to, if you have the money. I didn't have the money for the luxury. So basically when I packed. That is it. And as I speak, I'm running the 3rd year. And I'm like, hey, I'm still here. I thought I was here for 2 weeks only. Anyway, if you need more support mentally, if you need more support verbally, if you need me to talk to you, call me. The number is 024 700 1739. That is my business line as well. It is everywhere on my social platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You'll find me. I have the time to share that with fellow adults, yes? If you're struggling to make up your mind, nobody will be living your life. It is only one life you have.